So we pulled in last night to the Amarillo Travel Center. Wonderful for an overnight stay. It is pretty close to the highway, so there is some travel noise, but it's free. We were able to pull in last night, get a good night's sleep, and then today I've got to work about half a day, and then I've got a break in the middle of the day where we'll load up, head over to our next destination, which is a harvest host outside of Shamrock, Texas, and continue the drive. But at least yesterday was like 7 hours on the car seat for Aiden. Today's only about an hour and a half, so I think he'll enjoy that quite a bit more.
Well, we are back on the road, driving between Amarillo and our Boondockers Welcome place for the night. And honestly, y'all, it was a morning. Oh my gosh. So we were at this travel center and Aiden was just running around with so much energy, playing with the cows. And then in and out of the visitor center, we looked through all of their magazines. We went and sat in every chair they had, up and down all the stairs multiple times. And so I'm really glad that Sean was able to wrap up work a little bit early so that we could get in the truck and put him down for a nap so that I got a little bit of a break. But we're also a little bit pressed for time as we're headed to this Boondockers Welcome. It is 1:30 and Sean has a meeting at 3, and we still have like an hour and 15 minutes before the GPS says we're gonna arrive. Well, we arrived here at the Boondockers Welcome just in time for Sean's meeting, and this is such a better place for Aiden to be able to explore. It's on a working cattle ranch, which is really cool because Aiden is really into tractors and hay bales and all kinds of livestock.
Had a nice peaceful overnight here. The only downside about this place is there's like the little pricklies everywhere. They're all in Aiden's tires. Dagny took one step and got like 10 in her paws, so you have to be very, very careful where you step. It's about 7 a.m. now, getting some coffee done. I'm gonna work until about 11:30, and then we will hopefully hit the road by noon and then pull into our next stop in Norman, Oklahoma? I don't know. It's basically Oklahoma City, South Oklahoma City. It's a little homestead, but I definitely do not recommend trying to move. Now he wants to talk. I don't recommend moving hours a day while trying to work. It's been a little bit inconvenient, but near the sun coming out. Huh, buddy? Are you liking the farm? You're getting to see some tractors in real life.
Tractor.
Yeah, you like tractors, don't you?
What animals are here?
Mom.
Yeah, some cows are here.
What else?
Hello.
Annie?
Annie.
Oh, you saw some horses too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom.
Well, let's get to work, buddy. We've got a 3-hour drive to Norman, Oklahoma, just south of Oklahoma City. So Lauren is gonna drive. I'm gonna put on the headphones and try to get as much work as I can during that time. And hopefully we have an uneventful trip into Oklahoma City. glad we have this TSD logistics program. The pump price was $4.48 a gallon, and our discount with the discount program drops it down to $3.58 a gallon. So we saved 90 cents.
Oh my gosh, we haven't paid that in like over a year.
I can't recommend enough. If you are an RVer, get this EFS program, but it has saved us so much money. That's 2 different trips that we've saved basically $1 a gallon on diesel. And when diesel prices are up at $4.60 a gallon, that $1 a gallon helps. All right, we've arrived at the homestead. What should we do now?
Get one of our own.
Aiden's gonna drive us around.
Yeah, he's gonna be our chauffeur.
Yeah, because Josh is a brewer of beer, and so Lauren and I both had like a few sips of a beer, so Aiden's gonna be our designated driver.
Where I do most of my joy, most of my fun activities anyway. All my instruments and everything.
And so you do what type of music? I've heard you play a lot of instruments.
Bluegrass, yeah. So we play bluegrass here. I started up the Norman Bluegrass Jam, and then when we play out, we go by the Franklin Road Bluegrass Collective.
So this is Joshua. He's the harvest host, half of the harvest host we're staying, or I guess technically Boondockers Welcome, yes, that we're staying with here in Norman, Oklahoma. He brews his own beer, plays in a bluegrass band. Lauren and I are definitely going to have to come by and stay a little bit longer at some point.
And that allows me to brew like lagers, which would normally have to be kept in the cold for 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
I can brew it in here, and it doesn't produce any off flavors because the atmospheric pressure cuts down on those off flavors.
Basically, chemistry and thermodynamics. Oh, we're gonna clear this tree too. Woohoo!
All right, on the road again.
Yep.
Next stop is somewhere towards Little Rock. We actually don't know where we're going tonight. We're trying to get close enough so our next Boondockers Welcome tomorrow night near Little Rock, it's on the east side of Little Rock, is like less than 2 hours. We're not sure how much further we're going yet today.
Papa.
Yeah, there are some tractors. And there's a little bit more pretty leaves to look out your window. Another state down.
Woohoo! Only 2 more to go.
So we've done Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and now into Arkansas. Hi Chris, this is Sean Austin. We actually can drive longer today and just go ahead and come all the way to your property if you had availability. The only downside is it would be probably 7 or 7:30 this evening before we can get there. All right, so we got in touch with the Boondockers Welcome. He was actually fine with us coming after dark. So we stopped here in Van Buren, Arkansas, just over the border from Oklahoma. And one unique challenge when you're traveling with a toddler, like if it were just Lauren or I, we could just stop for occasional bathroom breaks, gas, get back on the road. But with Aiden, he was dying to get out of his car seat. He has been incredibly patient with us for close to 4 hours now.
Okay, let's go.
But we needed to get him out to play. Unfortunately, we could not find a playground here. But there is a little lake. He can still walk around. And we're going to take, 30 minutes, let him burn off some energy before he has to go back in the car seat. And we'll finish the drive into our spot for tonight. You gonna get me, buddy? Work on them wind sprints. All right, last fill up of the night, and then we only have about an hour to go to our final destination.
Fail.
Come on, girl. All right, after a long day of driving, we have made it to our destination here just outside of Little Rock. So we're all parked here. I don't know what you can actually see because it's obviously quite dark out here, but we're gonna get a good night's sleep overnight, get up, do some more work in the morning. It's supposed to start raining, I think around 10 or 11 in the morning, but we've got another 5 or 6 hour drive to complete our journey over to Huntsville, Alabama. We'll pull out front of my brother and sister-in-law's house and finally give Aiden a break from the car seat. We are about to hit the road for the final day of travel. Aiden is over the car seat at this point. Unfortunately, yesterday was a long day to get here to Little Rock, and we were gonna stay today, but it's raining and miserable, and we're ready to get him back to Huntsville so he can see his cousins. So we're gonna go ahead and do the final drive today. It's only about 5.5 hours of drive time for us at the speeds that we tow at. However, with like diesel stops and giving Aiden a break from the car seat, we're expecting about a 7-hour day, so it is close to noon. We're getting ready to pull out of here. We probably won't pull into Huntsville till about 7 o'clock tonight. We are glad to finally be wrapping up this cross-country road trip. And here's Miss Lauren getting in with the final stuff.
No, I have to lock the...
Oh. All right, well, she's just locking up the RV, and then we'll make our final trek into Huntsville.
We just left the Boondockers Welcome outside of Little Rock, but I just wanted to take a second and thank you for coming along on this long distance road trip with us. We hope that you've enjoyed this, and if you have, we wanted to ask you to share it with at least one person that you think would also enjoy this content. We hope the rest of the drive is uneventful, especially on the stretch between Little Rock and Memphis, which historically has a ton of 18-wheelers on it, and with the rain, it makes me honestly a little bit nervous. This is why I don't like driving between Memphis and Little Rock. Like, seriously, look at this. I mean, this is what, almost 2 miles worth of backup at this point. Sean has been getting frustrated with me as a passenger because I have not been getting his desired B-roll clips. I'm blaming it on the fact that Aiden woke up this morning at 2 a.m. I had a point to this. Oh,
YouTube is paying you good money to get B-roll shots along our drive.
I am really glad that Sean is able to drive right now, the stretch between Little Rock and Memphis, because if you don't know what it feels like when you're towing in an RV passage, I mean, when you're towing an RV and a big 18-wheeler passes you, it like kind of sucks you over to their lane. But for anybody who doesn't know what that feeling is like, that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, this drive today makes me really nervous, because I just feel like every time an 18-wheeler passes us, which is like every 30 seconds, literally, we're just getting like sucked over there, and it's just a little nerve-wracking. And not a lot of things make me nervous, but that makes me nervous. Tennessee welcomes you, Aiden.
Fish.
Squish.
Yeah.
Squish. What are you wanting?
Fish.
Cheese
Apple.
and an apple. Okay.
Apple.
We're stopping in 20 minutes, buddy. We'll get you one. Yeah, that's traveling with a toddler.
We'll be right back. We have to loop around. Well, that's a wrap on this episode. We just pulled into the neighborhood. So that's 1,300 miles, 8 states over 5 driving days, and we are exhausted and so glad to be here. So we're gonna go in and say hi to family and then go to sleep. We will catch you next time.
So I get out. First thing Finley and Bo say, "Finally, you cut your hair. I didn't like that mullet. You didn't look good."
Dada. Dada.
I know, it's broke down though. We'll have to wait to fix it until we get to Huntsville. Maybe we'll find a car mechanic.
We are headed into Memphis right now. Unfortunately, it is really gray and rainy, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get any clips of the iconic M Bridge or the pyramid, but Memphis is where I grew up, so it's always interesting to drive back through here. I wish it was a little bit of a prettier day, but it's not. Oh, shoot.
Should make that a blooper.